The nocturnal symphony of crickets hummed outside as I arrived at the crematorium for my shift. The air was heavy with the solemn responsibility I carried, tending to the departed's final journey with respect and care. Stepping into the hallowed silence, an immediate sense of disquiet nudged my senses. The scent of burning still lingered, faint but unmistakable, tinging the air with its smoky aftermath. This was odd. I was the lone worker for the night, and the last service was held hours before my shift commenced. With furrowed brows, I approached the furnace room, its heavy door standing ajar, casting a thin sliver of light onto the polished floor. My hand hesitated on the cold metal of the door handle, uncertainty casting its shadow on my thoughts. Pushing it open, a wave of residual heat brushed against my skin. The furnace, still warm to the touch, bore silent testimony to its recent use. Baffled, I searched the room, eyes scanning the shadows for clues. The ledger on the wooden desk lay open, its pages blank and waiting. There was no scheduled cremation, no record of any service post the last daylight hours. Unease knotted in my stomach, spiraling its icy fingers along my spine. Who could have used the furnace, and for what purpose? Leaving the warmth of the furnace room, I stepped into the night, the cool breeze gently lifting the hair off my forehead. In the distance, partially hidden by the twisted limbs of the ancient willow, a figure moved, its form barely discernible in the dim glow of the moon. Silhouetted against the night, the figure's movements were brisk and purposeful, its contours blurry amidst the encompassing darkness. With my heart pounding in my chest, a symphony of apprehension and intrigue, I watched as it ran toward a car parked discreetly by the edge of the property. As the vehicle's engine came alive with a muted roar, the figure glanced back towards the crematorium. Even from a distance, I could feel the weight of its gaze, a piercing scrutiny that seemed to see through the shadows and straight into my core. Then, with a swift turn, it entered the car, the engine's growl cutting through the night before fading away into the distance. Questions swirled within me, each one more perplexing than the last. Who was this mysterious visitor? What were they doing with the furnace? Did I really want to know? With trepidation whispering through my veins, I returned to the building, the silent walls bearing witness to the night's events. Each step seemed louder, echoing through the hallways with a haunting resonance. The ledger on the desk remained as I had left it, its pages open and unmarked. With a sense of surreal detachment, I realized that no record would document tonight's clandestine cremation, its details forever obscured by the shadows of the unknown. Days melted into weeks, and the incident of the mysterious night visitor receded into the back of my mind. Yet every so often, as I tended to the furnace and prepared for the scheduled services, I would feel it, the ghost of a gaze of eyes watching from a distance.